Almost out of fuel. And very nice. Now I'm kind of drifting. That looked cool. And fire that rocket. Oh god! That did not work as intended. The shroud is stuck on the satellite. Not cool, guys. Not cool. Okay, those shrouds do not act as I intended. Alright, we're sort of gaining in altitude here. Still got the shroud stuck on us. Oh no, that's pretty horrible. Alright, we've got a pretty good arc going on here, so what I'm going to do is cut the engines, and hopefully that will cause the shrouds to spring forward. So, cutting the engines now. Yep, I just got to wiggle my way free. Okay. Uh-oh. I don't think I didn't set up the staging of these shrouds. I think... Can I modify that on the fly? Sure, why not? I don't know if that's going to work, so let me... Hopefully these things are cleared. Oh god, collision. Alright, let me slightly power up to get away from these shrouds. Go, go, it's stuck! Okay, get out of here. Thank you. Don't hit my rockets. Alright, and then I'm going to tilt over so I can get into more of an orbit trajectory here. I'm good at space flights, good lord. I'm actually quite terrible. Alright, let me hold that there. Throttle up. Oh, that was nearly perfect timing. So there's a little satellite. These shrouds are still stuck on there, unfortunately. Very nice, very nice. What did I say I was going for? 500,000? It's going to be interesting. This is a pretty big fuel tank, so hopefully I have enough fuel for that. Awesome. Keeping an eye on that. Actually, let me do that. And let me just tilt over just ever so slightly to be facing in the direction I'm going. And hold. How's this orbit looking? Very nice, very nice. Ugh. Alright, stuff is happening. Well, maybe I should wait. The apoapsis. I said it right. The apoapsis is kind of running away from me, so let me cut the engines and then... Yeah, okay. I'll cut the engines and then I'll fast forward to get to the apoapsis, and then I'll start to do some modifications to the orbit. Alright, I'm back, and I'm about to be doing another orbit modification burn here, so let's throttle up and see what that does to the other side of our orbit. Wanted to get to 500,000, so I should be able to do that from here. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Slow it down a little bit. And stop. Oh, almost on the nose. All right, we're back. We still got quite a bit of fuel left, so that's good news. So once again, I'm going to fast forward and then wait till we get to the other apoapsis, and then make this 500,000. Although I think a geosynchronous orbit would probably be a lot higher than this. I don't know. Maybe I should shoot for 1 million or something. Alright, I'm back, and I'm doing another burn here, and I've actually looked up online, and it seems somebody else already figured out what a geostationary orbit around Kerbin would be, and it's 2.869 million meters. So I'm going to get up to that. I don't know how I'm going to test or prove that it's geosynchronous, but that sounds as good enough to me. 2.67 8 4 5 6. Okay, just a little bit. Oh, close enough, I say. Alright, so let's fast forward once again, and then get the same thing on the opposite side. Alright guys, I'm back, and I'm sort of, as you can see, in what I believe to be a geosynchronous orbit. I'm looking at 2.869, or 2.87, but I'm actually at 2.912 on this side and 2.878 on this side, so that isn't ideal. But I'm not going to pick my nits. So on this one, a nitpicker. So let's just call that a day. I still got quite a bunch of fuel left in here, but let me get on actually the sunny side of the planet. And actually, we could probably check to see how geosynchronous this is if we just fast forward. Yeah, hey, look at that. Pretty much keeping the same view. And that's actually where our launch pad is there on that planet, or on that continent. So yeah, what I'm actually going to do now, if I can, I'm going to orient myself a little bit backwards here. Oh, don't pass that up. And hold. Just going to give it a little bit of thrust. Woo. Okay, yeah, that was too much. And then I'm going to disconnect this stage, and hopefully this works out alright. I still have a fuel tank over here, so I can do some more minor adjustments before I launch the satellite, but let's do some staging in 3, 2, 1. Very nice. So long. Those 4 segments never fully disconnected. Alright. I can't get, there it is, okay. Alright, so now what we can do, keep an eye on that. We don't want to run into that stage, but let's go over to the apoapsis. Let's see if we can't get that to 2.869 on the dot. Because, as I said before, I'm not going to be a nitpick about this, but for the sake of my obsessive-compulsive disorder, it must be perfect. Alright, I can probably enable the RCS now. Oh, much more control, much better. Alright. Still not quite at there yet, so let me speed up a little bit. Alright, this ought to do it. So what I'm going to do is make sure I'm facing in the right direction. Stop. Get. Just slight little adjustments is all I need. There we go. Oh. Hello. Hello. Why are you free drifting? Ugh. And come on. Hold right there. Oh, maybe it's because I don't have an SAS module. Oh no, I don't have an SAS module on this section of the spacecraft. That's unfortunate. But anyway, I'm going to just slightly adjust things. Oh, I don't have the rocket on yet. Okay. $2869. That works for me. So we'll wait till we get around the other side and do the same for the other side. But yeah, you can really quite see. It's kind of cool. When I'm orbiting, where's the planet? When I'm orbiting the planet, these camera angles. We're actually locked into the view. So that right there, folks, is the definition of a geostationary or a geosynchronous orbit. A lot of our communication satellites are up there like that, obviously, or GPS satellites are at geostationary orbit, simply because you obviously want to be over a particular piece of land to triangulate locations and stuff like that. So consider this the same concept. Yeah, I apparently forgot to put an SAS module on this upper stage, which is why I'm a little bit drifty. So yeah, let's... What do I want? 2869. Oh! 2869, 2868. Close enough, whatever. I could actually probably adjust that. Oops. With that. Just a little bit more fine-tuning. 2869, 2871, dang it. 2869, 2868, whatever, that's as good as we're going to get. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Here we are in our geostationary orbit. We've got mission control right there, so we're always going to be in communication, and hopefully it will allow us to have 24-hour connection to the moon. Well, except for right there when the moon's behind the Earth, but let's forget about that. Here we are. I actually have to, after enjoying a quick orbit or two here, I have to disconnect the thingamajig, the satellite. This is purely for fun and hypothetical and really makes no difference whatsoever as to the status of this mission. So let me flip our guy around. And like that. Alright. I want all sides of these solar panels to be hitting the sun. So I'm going to turn off the SAS and do a quick... Oh. Let's get stable here for a second, actually. Stop. There we go. Perfect. Stop drifting. Well, I guess the SAS would have been a good idea. Okay. And stop. Right there. Yeah, close enough. I'm going to give us a little bit of a Oh, I gotta turn off the SAS to do that, actually, is what I meant to do. I'm gonna spin up the satellite. Oops. I'm going to accidentally click outside of the screen and tab out. Alright, the satellite. God, these camera angles are not giving me any favors. There we go. Okay, we've spun up the satellite. Therefore, the solar panels get equal amount of time into the sun. And we're going to disconnect and back away, which is going to be M, I believe, or N to back away. Okay, so launching satellite in 3, 2, 1. I guess that did it. So long, satellite. Pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. That's kind of cool. And they said in the next version of Kerbal Space Program, they're going to have spacecraft persistence. So if I was to launch this spacecraft and then, you know, end the mission and then go on a next mission, it would still be up in orbit. So that brings some potential for building space stations and things like that, although they said they're not going to have docking in the game yet. So it'd be kind of difficult to make a space station without being able to dock different modules together, but there we go. There goes our fateful satellite. Stronghold V, although that's the name of the rocket. I don't know what the satellite would be called. Moon or Bust. MOB. Yeah, there we go. Moon or Bust. MOB is off providing communication for our brave astronauts in the next mission of Kerbal Space Program. Let me deorbit this stage because we don't need all this space junk up here. Alright, let me stop rotating, and our satellite should continue rotating. And then I can... Whoa, 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 whoa. This thing doesn't have any mass. Do that. Kick. And then, let me actually see if I can watch the satellite. I'm going to fire these rockets. So long. As you eclipse the sun, satellite. That's kind of funny. I'm slowing myself down so that I can splash down in the ocean. This, of course, isn't something that actual NASA does. You know, if they're launching a rocket, an unmanned rocket, they don't care to bring stuff back down too much. And that's why you can often see spent rocket bodies and you know, upper stages of certain rockets from even back in the 60s, old Russian rockets. You can still see them. If you go to like Heavens Above, you can find out when you can watch them fly overhead. Alright, that should put us down somewhere, hopefully in an ocean. Perhaps in someone's backyard. But yeah, we're falling fast down to Kerbin. So we've canceled out any of our orbital speed. I hope I land in an ocean. But yeah, I'm not sure how many episodes it's going to be, but certainly thanks for watching, and I'll be back next time. I will be making a lander and a rocket to take us to land on the moon. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. Maybe I should practice landing on Earth, or on Kerbin, before that happens, but here we go. Oop, just off the coast here. Oh Lord. I didn't put any parachutes on this thing, so it's going to crash down hard. And it's going to say our astronauts died in the process, but... oh, maybe I should, like... try to avoid landing on the land? I don't know. I don't think that's going to work. Oh, I'm actually slowing down quite a bit. Whoa, that's not going to slow me down. Well, here we go. It's lander practice right away. Interesting. I'm like coming to... Well, maybe this is how I'm going to have to land on the moon. I starting to go back up again? I think I am. Alright. Very interesting, I do have to say. Perhaps I can aim for that lake over there. Oh, out of fuel. Okay, well, we're gonna land in the mountains, probably. That's not gonna help. So, there we go. That was weird. I didn't expect that to happen, but yeah. Certainly, thanks for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Perfect timing.